It's a very important sutta where the Buddha gave a warning that in the future, just like the drum, when the drum starts to crack, they put a peg over it, and then later they put another peg. Eventually, the pegs surround the drum, and you can't recognize the drum. You only see pegs all around. So in the same way, the Buddha is saying, right now the suttas are available. This is the true Dhamma. But in the future, disciples meaning later monks, disciples of the Buddha, later monks, they will write other books which are beautiful sounding, interesting and all that. Then people will be interested in those instead of the suttas, the original discourses of the Buddha. And then the Dhamma becomes impure. Then the true Dhamma will not be recognized. People will think the Dhamma is what is in the commentaries, in the later books like the Mahayana Sutras, the Abhidhamma, the Jataka stories and all that. So then that will conceal the true Dhamma. So here the Buddha says, here it says created by outsiders, but the translation, the Pali Text Society, is not created by outsiders, it is alien. Alien, that means it has nothing to do with the Dhamma, it is outside the Dhamma. Those later books are outside the real Dhamma, and they are spoken by disciples. We know those later books, like Abhidhamma and Visuddhimagga and Jataka stories and all that, although there is some use in them, but unless you are familiar with the original teachings of the Buddha, then you may be led astray, you may be given wrong views. Like now, people think that jhanas, samadhi is not important, vipassana is more important. This is totally contradictory to what the Buddha says. The Buddha always says that the jhanas are the footprints of the Buddha. And in one of the suttas, the Buddha said, if a person wants to be enlightened, the various stages to attain enlightenment are the jhanas. Just like a coral tree flower blooming, various stages. So too, when a person progresses to enlightenment, he must go through the various stages of jhana. So the Buddha is saying that we should take the trouble to study the suttas that are deep in meaning, supramundane, transcending the world, dealing with emptiness. So this Buddha is telling us that we should put importance on the suttas, not in other books. Just like nowadays, a lot of people, instead of going to study the suttas, they can study all kinds of other later books.